name is Pascal Gibbon, and I am delighted to welcome you to the Everyday Life Balance Show, the podcast for men and women who want to create more balance and harmony in their life on the mental, physical, and spiritual level. Every Monday, you get access to insights, practical tools, and strategies on well-being, personal development, life fulfillment, and success from experts in their field and from me, your change catalyst. It is my mission to guide you to happiness and help you find greater joy, inner peace, and balance. This is an invitation to you, the listener, to transform your life one step at a time.
Have you ever felt trapped by your circumstances and unsure how to break free and claim your power? Do you find yourself bound by self-imposed limitations, such as fear of failure, perfectionism, or the need for approval, knowing there's more to life but struggling to reach it? Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Pascal Gibbon, your host. Thank you for tuning in to episode 386 of the Everyday Life Balance Show, a podcast dedicated to helping you achieve emotional freedom and balance in your everyday life. As we step into the spring season, it's a good time to start fresh. In today's episode, we'll explore the transformative power of personal emancipation. Through the perspective of positive psychology and neuroscience, we'll discover how to break free from mental, emotional, and physical chains that hold us back from living our fullest lives. Here is a truth we must confront. Many of us are not held captive by external forces, but by our own thoughts, habits, and fears. This psychological phenomenon, known as learned helplessness, is a result of internalizing limitations based on past experiences. However, through the remarkable ability of our brains to form new neural pathways, we have the power to rewire ourselves for freedom. However, how do we break free from these self-imposed chains? Let's explore 3 powerful pathways to freedom, supported by psychological research and practical applications. The first pathway is liberation from mental chains, understanding cognitive freedom. Are you carrying the weight of limiting beliefs? These mental chains often disguise themselves as practical thinking or being realistic. However, they are barriers to your freedom. Dr. Carol Dweck's research on mindset shows us that our beliefs about ourselves fundamentally shape our capabilities. What are you operating from? Are you operating from a fixed mindset, believing you can't change your abilities, or a growth mindset, understanding that you can develop and expand? Take a moment to reflect. What beliefs about yourself or your capabilities are holding you back? Remember, these thoughts are not facts. They are stories we've learned to tell ourselves. Here is a powerful exercise based on CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Number 1, identify your limiting belief. Number 2, examine the evidence for and against this belief. Number 3, create an alternative empowering belief. And number 4, develop action steps to reinforce this new belief. For example, the limiting belief is, I'm too old to change careers. The evidence for is, it might take longer to learn new skills. The evidence against is, many successful people change careers later in life. Here is the new belief. My experience gives me unique advantages in any new venture. And lastly, the action step. Research one person who successfully changed careers at your age or older. This process helps us see how we can reframe our mental prison into a launchpad for growth. The second pathway is physical emancipation, the mind-body connection. Our bodies hold the key to freedom more than we realize. Recent neuroscience research reveals that our bodies are crucial to our psychological freedom. Here are evidence-based practices for physical liberation. The first practice is mindful movement. You can practice body awareness exercises that activate your ventral vagal system, promoting feelings of safety, connection, calm, and freedom. The second practice is tension release exercises, or C.A.R.E. Engage in exercises that help release stored trauma and stress. For example, regular stretching unlocks stored stress. The third practice is conscious breathing exercises to release tension. Use a breathing technique like box breathing, 4-4-4-4, to strengthen your nervous system's resilience. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Repeat as necessary. The fourth practice is nature immersion. Spend time in green spaces to reduce cortisol levels and increase feelings of well-being. And lastly, the third pathway is emotional liberation, the power of emotional intelligence. Drawing from Daniel Goleman's work on emotional intelligence, true freedom requires mastery of our emotional landscape. Emotional freedom mastery involves developing 4 things. The first one is developing self-awareness. Notice how you feel throughout the day, which involves regular emotion check-ins, journaling for emotional clarity, and scanning your body for emotional signals. Here is a practical breakdown of self-awareness technique. Let me share Maria's story. She used to snap at her kids every evening without understanding why. Through implementing a simple self-awareness practice, she discovered her emotional patterns. Here are a self-awareness practice. Her morning check-in included a physical well-being. My shoulders feel tense. Her mental well-being. I'm worried about the presentation. Her emotional well-being. There's underlying anxiety. And her energy level, 6 out of 10. A midday scan included a quick body scan, an energy level check, emotion naming, and her basic needs check, whether she was hungry or tired. Then her evening review was to check the day's emotional triggers, her physical sensations, her energy shifts, and any patterns that she might have noticed. Her discoveries was that she was skipping lunch when busy. By 4 p.m., her energy dropped to 3 out of 10. And hunger plus fatigue equals short temper. Her solution was to set alarms for meals and breaks. Secondly, emotional intelligence mastery requires developing self-regulation. Let's use the traffic jam technique. David used to rage in traffic. Now he uses the red light reset. At every red light, he takes 3 deep breaths, names his emotion, I'm feeling frustrated, chooses a new response. This gives me time to listen to my audiobook. Thirdly, emotional intelligence mastery requires developing social awareness. Maria practices this in every team meeting. She notices body language of colleagues. She watches for energy shifts in the room. She observes who's engaged or disengaged. And she notes what topics energize or deflate the group. And lastly, emotional intelligence mastery requires developing relationship management skills. The conflict resolution method using the C.A.R.E approach is effective. C.A.R.E is an acronym that stands for C. Clarify the issue. Help me understand your perspective. A. Acknowledge the feelings. I hear that you are frustrated. R. Respond with intention. Here is what I can do. And E. Establish next steps. Let's agree on the plan. Remember, emotional freedom doesn't mean the absence of feeling negative emotions. Instead, it means having the wisdom to acknowledge your feelings without judgment, process emotions healthily, release what no longer serves you, and choose responses rather than react automatically. To create lasting change, we need to integrate the 3 pathways I've just shared, using what psychologist Dr. Dan Siegel calls mindsight. The ability to look within and observe our mental processes without being swept away by them. Here is a daily freedom practice combining all elements. Your morning freedom ritual will include 1, physical freedom practice, that's 5 minutes of freedom-oriented movement. 2, mental freedom practice, 3 minutes of mindset affirmations. And 3, emotional freedom practice, that will be 2 minutes of emotional check-in. Your evening liberation review will be to reflect on the following. What freed me today? Where did I feel constrained? What's one thing I can release? Remember, according to neuroplasticity research, forming a new habit takes approximately 66 days. Give yourself time to develop these freedom practices. Now, let's recap the 3 pathways to freedom you can implement today. 1, challenge and change limiting beliefs through cognitive restructuring. 2, embrace physical movement and nervous system regulation. 3, develop emotional intelligence through consistent practice. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a daily practice. Each small step towards liberation creates ripples of positive change in your life. Before we end, I'd like to share a powerful question for reflection based on solution-focused brief therapy. Imagine waking up tomorrow completely free. What's the first small thing you've noticed that's different? Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear about your journey to freedom. Feel free to reach out at support@pascalgibbon.com. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and encouragement as you embrace the path to true freedom. Remember, as Viktor Frankl taught us, between stimulus and response lies our freedom to choose.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for reviewing and rating the Everyday Life Balance podcast on iTunes. And thank you for subscribing to this podcast so that you can continue to get training each time I release a new episode. I look forward to connecting with you next week. And as always, yes, you can dream it, create it, live it.